Hey there, my name's Will. I don't think we've been properly introduced, but about 7 years ago, I started a YouTube channel, Machine Thinking. And one of my motivations for doing that was what we're finally sort of soft launching today. And that is to bring people together across the internet with many different skill sets to design, create, and build a bunch of projects that we would share with the world. And today I'm very excited that we are launching the first one of those, which is a reproduction, a recreation, if you will, of a 1790s era drawing automaton. This is currently held at the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, and I'll be going into a bit more detail in a minute. But one of the details that I wanted to share with you right away is how you get involved with this. And it's very important, if you don't watch this whole video, that you are first of all logged into the Discord server. And then once you're in there, make sure that you have the role attached that will then give you, that you've agreed to the CC BY license that will give you access to the group projects. Also, in the description, the video description of this video, there's going to be a link to a survey, and that is going to basically be our way of sort of knowing who we're working with on the different skill sets that we have. It's not a job interview, but it is important that we know who's there and how we credit people, and we'll be talking about that in a little bit later. So, like I said, the first of these projects is to work on this automaton. Now, this is a photogrammetry model that I made in conjunction with Maureen when we visited the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. And what's exciting to me about this is that this is a very historically important automaton. It could actually write and draw poems on this piece of paper. It could draw several different drawings and poems, and it has the largest memory bank of any automaton ever created. Now, the way that the automaton here works is that there's this top part that has the actual person, then the bottom part where all the cams are. And in this project, our intent is to actually only do from the top up, from the tabletop up. The part with the cams and everything, we're going to save potentially for another day. But here's where I need your help. And I don't want to just build this myself. I want you to build your own as well. And so with the many different skill sets of people that we have, my intent is to take this starting from the tabletop sort of up, and it's driven by these rods that come up from the cams in the bottom. Well, the brainwave that I had several years ago when I saw this for the first time was, what if there were stepper motors driving those rods instead of the cams? That way we could bring a lot of the emotion and the beauty and the movement of the automaton itself, the sort of human part of the boy, to life without having to replicate the much more difficult part at the bottom. So in the survey that we have, there's a large list of skill sets that we're looking for help with this, and I'm hoping that you are excited about some of those, and it lines up with, you know, sort of what we need for this project. If you don't have those skills, no worries, in the sense that we're going to do more projects and there'll be more things to do, but that's the first place to start. Helping me with all of this is Maureen, and if you've already been on the Discord server, I'm sure you've seen her there. I met Maureen when we were working on the Marble Machine X project together, and she was project managing a number of the teams that came together in a volunteer effort to reproduce the MMX in CAD. Now, hundreds of people showed up and did a lot of amazing work there. And while that was ultimately, the MMX project itself was ultimately a failure, the CAD team portion of that was a great success. And the success of that was in no small part to Maureen's effort and the many people she had helping her. So when it came time for me to think about inviting other people to help build something amazing as this automaton, Maureen was the clear person for me to bring into this project. She also helped tremendously launching the Discord server and getting all that organized. So, you know, Maureen has my very deep and sincere thanks, and I hope as we move along you'll have the chance to thank her as well. So just very quickly, we're going to break the automaton project into a couple different phases. Phase one is to actually reproduce this automaton from the tabletop up pretty much exactly as it exists today. There's a few reasons for that. One, to be a gift, you know, to the conservators and everybody else who comes after that. But also it's for us to really fully understand how the automaton works. Thankfully, the Automaton was pretty much fully restored at about the early 2000s by a guy named Andy Barron. We're very lucky. Andy is on our team, and he has probably thousands of pictures of the Automaton taken apart, and he's going to work with us to help figure out how to actually build this in CAD. And so for the first phase, what we're going to need is a lot of help from CAD modelers or people who want to learn CAD modeling to get involved with this and help us reproduce this pretty much exactly, as it exists today. Phase 2, this is where we're going to need a lot more other skill sets. This is where we're actually going to take what we have now that we have the representation in CAD and actually start to build and manufacture this. And it's not just me building it again. I want you to build them as well. And the thought is that we have sort of different sort of levels of complexity of the build. One level is pretty much as it exists today. If you have a full CNC shop and a lot of time, maybe you would reproduce it exactly as it is. Then there may be something a little more in the middle for home shop people like me, which is for people maybe with a mill and a lathe that have a little more access to tools that can take advantage of that. But then at the other end, we want to try to actually make something which is maybe very focused on people with just simple hand tools and a 3D printer. And I think we can get very far with that. And give people the opportunity to bring a lot of that magic alive for themselves without having a lot of sophisticated equipment. Now again, to participate in this, we are doing this under the CC BY license, and that's for a couple different reasons. First of all, it's so that whatever we create from this and the other projects that we do in the future, it's free and open for everybody else in the future. I have a young daughter, and I would love to build some of this stuff with her when she's a little bit older. And I would love if people take this and run with it and aren't encumbered by any licenses or anything that would stop them from doing anything interesting with it. But the buy part of that license is that we fully acknowledge the efforts that people put into this. So again, making sure that you've agreed to that license in Discord and then filling out the survey. Make sure that when it comes time to fill out all of that information and give credit due to people, that we have everything that we need for that. Now, the why we're doing this and sort of my motivations are many, but one of them is the opportunity to bring people together. And we've talked so far about how we're going to do this online and everything, but also the real motivator for this is we've been talking to the Franklin Institute, and they are very, very excited about what we're doing with this. And we are in discussions with them, though nothing is firm at the moment, about something where we bring everyone together. And for me, a real joy would be to have you and me and everybody else that works on this come and meet in Philadelphia. Everybody brings the automatons that they've made and they've worked on, and we actually get to run them alongside the original one that was originally made by Maureen. So that for me is a huge motivator and a huge dream as a way for this and again future projects to bring people together. So I'm really excited about this. We're starting with this soft launch rather than announcing it publicly to the world, because there's still a lot of administrative stuff that we're figuring out in the background, even though we've been planning this for about 2 years now. So I'm tremendously excited to get going. I really want your participation. I really hope that I see you in the group build, group project Discord channels, and that we do something really cool with this automaton, and before you know it, we're actually making some drawings and writing poems. So thank you. I'll see you online. Take care. Bye-bye.